Chapter 1. Oregon Construction Contractors Laws and Regulations. Passing the written test is a crucial step for anyone who wants to be a licensed construction contractor. The test measures your knowledge of important regulations. These subjects include Oregon laws as well as requirements for contracts, liens, employment, safety, environment, taxes, and business operations. Each year, the Oregon Construction Contractors Board receives as many as 1,000 complaints about contractors. While some complaints allege poor workmanship, many result from contractors' violation of Oregon law or poor business practices. These materials and the written test will help you understand contracting regulations and good business practices, and increase your likelihood of a long and successful career. This manual does not include information specific to particular construction trades. Newly licensed contractors may complete trade-specific courses to satisfy part of their continuing education requirements. Contractor licensing generally. Oregon law requires individuals or businesses conducting construction activities to be licensed with the CCB, Construction Contractors Board. A 9-member board appointed by the governor and confirmed by the Oregon Senate governs the CCB. The board members are 2 contractors who work primarily on residential or small commercial structures, 1 contractor who does residential or small commercial remodeling, 2 general contractors who work primarily on large commercial structures, 1 specialty contractor who works primarily on large commercial structures, or 1 residential limited contractor, 2 public members, 1 elected representative of a governing body of a local government. Key board duties: set policy and implement legislation, oversee the CCB administrator, adopt administrative rules, review appeals to propose orders. Laws and rules. Okay. Moving on. Oregon uses a multi-part checklist to help determine if an entity is an independent contractor. An independent contractor should be able to answer each question yes. See Appendix B for checklist. Licensing process. The following are the steps that a contractor must follow to obtain a contractor's license in Oregon. The license is good for 2 years. Decide on a business entity. Will you operate as a sole owner? Will you operate as a sole owner, sole proprietor, or with partners? Or will you form a corporation or limited liability company or other business entity? Your choice impacts not only licensing, but liability, taxes, and financial management. Responsible managing individual, RMI. Identify the individuals who complete pre-license training and testing. Business filing. File necessary documents with the Oregon Secretary of State to register a corporation, LLC, limited liability partnerships, or other business entity. Assumed business name. File necessary documents with the Oregon Secretary of State to register any assumed business name. Structure types. Determine the type or types of structures you will work on and the scope of work you will perform. This helps you decide which license endorsements you need. Training and testing. Have the RMI complete the required 16-hour training and pass the test required for licensures. A list of training providers is available on CCB's website. Surety bond. Obtain and submit surety bond in the amount required for the selected endorsement. Insurance. Obtain and submit proof of general liability insurance in the amount required for the selected endorsement. Workers' compensation insurance. If you will have employees or are otherwise non-exempt, obtain workers' compensation insurance and submit the relevant policy number. If you lease employees, use the policy number provided by the leasing company. See Chapter 3, Hiring and Managing Employees. Employer tax number. If you'll have employees, obtain a state business identification number, BIN, and a federal employer identification number, EIN. if you'll have employees. Okay. Complete the CCB application. Select the application form that fits the type of endorsement you want. The forms cover residential only, commercial only, or residential and commercial. Submit the application form, bond, insurance, and fees. Include a copy of the responsible managing individual's test score report. License endorsements. A contractor must attain a license endorsement as a commercial contractor, a residential contractor, or both. Contractors working only on residential structures or development projects must hold a residential endorsement. Contractors working only on large commercial structures or development projects must hold a commercial endorsement. Contractors working on small commercial structures or development projects may work under either endorsement. Contractors working on both residential and large commercial structures or projects must hold both residential and commercial endorsements. A residential structure is a site-built home structure that contains one or more dwelling units and is 4 stories or less, condominium or other residential unit, modular homes constructed off-site, floating home, manufactured dwelling. Any appurtenance to the above, I've never heard that word. Appurtenance are any accessory improvement to real estate associated with a structure. An example might be a sunroom. Sunrooms are the worst projects to do because they always leak and rot and you get sued. They're just the worst projects ever. A small commercial structure is a non-residential structure, not... What's funny is on my website I have sunrooms. A small commercial structure is a non-residential structure not more than 20 feet tall with a ground area of 10,000 square feet or less. Alright, we're gonna have to rip through this entire book tonight, Hunter. A non-residential unit in a larger structure if the unit is 12,000 square feet or less and the unit is not more than 20 feet tall. Maybe I should focus on the stuff that's like actually important. I guess all this is important. A small commercial structure is any appurtenance to the above are accessory improvement to real estate associated with the structure. A non-residential structure of any size if the contract price for all construction is not more than $250,000. A large commercial structure is any non-residential structure that is not a small commercial structure. Residential endorsements. The following residential endorsements are available: residential general contractor, residential specialty contractor, residential limited contractor, residential developer, residential locksmith services contractor, home inspector services contractor, home services contractor, home energy performance services contractor. Okay, so once I get this, I could get my endorsement for home energy performance and install and sell solar. Commercial endorsements. The following commercial endorsements are available: commercial general contractor level 1, commercial specialty contractor level 1, commercial general contractor level 2, commercial specialty contractor level 2, commercial developer. A commercial or residential general contractor may perform and subcontract an unlimited number of unrelated construction trades on a job site. A commercial or residential specialty contractor may perform or subcontract no more than 2 unrelated construction trades on a job site. What? Oh, a commercial or residential specialty contractor may perform or subcontract no more than 2 unrelated construction trades. May perform subcontract unlimited number. Okay. Residential limited contractor. This endorsement is for contractors that work only on residential or small commercial structures where the work does not exceed $40,000 in gross annual volume. Each contract is for $5,000 or less. Developer, residential or commercial. This endorsement is for contractors that own property and arrange the construction work to improve their property that they intend to sell. A developer may only act in association with licensed and properly endorsed general contractors and may not actually work on the property. Interesting. I didn't know that. Experience requirements for commercial contractors. An applicant for a commercial contractor endorsement must demonstrate that the applicant has or employs persons who have sufficient qualifying experience or education. Level 1 commercial contractors. Applicants must have one or more key employees with a combined total of 8 years construction experience. Level 2 commercial contractors. Applicants must have one or more key employees with a combined total. Oh, this is important. These were on the test actually. Level 2 commercial contractors. Applicants must have one or more key employees with a combined total of 4 years of construction experience. Completion of an apprenticeship may substitute for up to 3 years of experience. A bachelor's degree in a construction-related field may substitute for up to 3 years of experience. A bachelor's degree or master's degree in business, finance, or economics may substitute for up to 2 years of experience. An associate's degree in construction or building management may substitute for up to 1 year of experience. So when people say that college doesn't matter, it actually does. This just proved it. Because if I had any of those degrees, that would actually be really useful for me getting these endorsements. See Appendix C. I mean, dude, that's important. Like, if I wanted to be a commercial developer and be level 2 commercial contractor, and I had my master's degree, like, that'd be sweet. See Appendix C, Endorsement Summary, for a detailed description of endorsements together with the requirements for bonds, insurance, experience, or education and continuing education. Special endorsements, licenses, and certifications. The CCB provides special endorsements for construction contractors, businesses that choose to limit their operations. The CCB also issues certificates to individuals who perform certain tasks. Special endorsements. Oregon law creates 4 special endorsements for the residential contractors. These endorsements authorize the holder to perform limited construction activities. They do not require pre-licensing, training, or testing, nor do they require continuing education. The bond amount, $10,000, and insurance coverage, $100,000 per occurrence, are lower than most other endorsements. These contractors may only engage in the activities for which they hold an endorsement and no other contractor activities. The 4 special endorsements are residential locksmith service contractor, home inspector service contractor, home services contractor, home energy performance service contractor, residential locksmith service contractor. A residential locksmith service contractor operates a business providing the services of a locksmith. A residential locksmith services contractor must be owned by or employ at least one individual who is a certified locksmith. Home inspector services contractor. A home inspector services contractor operates a business providing the services of home inspector. A home inspector services contractor must be owned by or employ at least one individual who is a certified home inspector. Home services contractor. A home services contractor arranges for licensed contractors to repair or replace household systems as provided in home warranty services agreement. Home energy performance services contractor. A home energy performance services contractor operates a business assigning home energy performance scores. A home energy performance services contractor must be owned by or employ at least one individual who is certified as a home energy assessor. Special entity licenses and certifications. Contractors may only select one residential endorsement and or one commercial endorsement. The CCB also issues special licenses for certifications that contractors may add to their standard license. These include lead-based paint renovation contractor's license, LBPR, lead-based paint activities license, LBPR license. Contractors that renovate this was on the test as well, 1978 housing or child-occupied facilities need to obtain a lead-based paint renovation license from CCB. This license is good for 1 year and must be renewed annually. The Chapter 11 environmental factors for more information. Lead-based paint activities license. CCB issues lead-based paint activities licenses. Lead abatement contractor, lead inspection contractor. These licenses are good for 1 year and must be renewed annually. See Chapter 11 environmental factors for more information. Special individual certifications. CCB issues certifications to individuals or certain activities. These include certified locksmiths, certified home inspectors, home energy assessors, lead inspectors, lead supervisors, lead workers. Certified locksmith. Okay, I'm not reading that, dude. I'm done with the locksmith shit, honestly. Certified home inspector, bond requirements, insurance requirements. I actually already know all this, so I'm not going to read it. Maintaining a contractor's license. I'll read this. This is important. Maintaining a contractor's license. Contractors must report business changes to the CCB often by completing a form. The following are changes that must be reported. Address changes. Contractors are required by law to notify the CCB within 10 days of any address change. This applies while license is active or inactive and for 1 year following the license expiration. Business entity changes. Contractors that change business entities such as sole proprietorship to corporation must complete a new license application, pay new fees. Must complete a new license application, pay new fees, and provide a new bond and insurance. The CCB will issue a new license number. Typically, if a partner departs, the contractor must obtain a new license. Endorsement, additions, and changes. Contractors must be properly endorsed for the type of structures on which they work. If a contractor endorsed as a residential specialty contractor decides to bid on a large commercial project, the contractor must add a commercial endorsement. A residential specialty contractor that wants to perform more than 2 unrelated building trades must change its endorsement to a residential general contractor. Official personal changes. Contractors must notify the CCB when they add or remove official personnel such as corporate offices or members. Responsible managing individual, RMI, changes. Contractors must have at least one RMI designated at all times. When an RMI leaves the business must appoint a new RMI and notify the CCB. Contractors may operate with a temporary RMI for up to 14 days, provided the business notifies the CCB of the temporary appointment. Failure to do so may result in fines and license suspension. Inactivating a CCB license. Contractors who temporarily stop working may place their license on inactive status. A contractor does not need to maintain a bond or general liability insurance while a license is inactive. However, the contractor must still pay to renew the license every 2 years and maintain an active business entity registration with the Oregon Corporation Division. A contractor cannot legally work with an inactive license. Contractors may renew licenses in the inactive status indefinitely. Renewing a contractor license. Licenses renew every 2 years. Contractor licenses show the expiration date, and the contractors also find their expiration date on CCB's website. To renew, a contractor must do the following. Submit the renewal fee. The fee is the same for an active and inactive license. Renewing as inactive. If renewing as inactive, the contractor does not need to maintain the bond or insurance. Renewing as active. If the license is active or the contractor wants to reactivate an inactive license, the following must be on file to renew. A current surety bond in the proper amount, a current certificate of insurance in the proper amount, a designated responsible managing individual, current and valid employer account numbers, if applicable, an active renewing as active. If the license is active or the contractor wants to reactivate the inactive license, the following must be on file to renew. 1 second. I'm playing music on my headphones too while I'm reading this. I want to play different music. What? Relaxing. Music. Right now it's like really intense music. That's probably why. Okay, now we have relaxing Japanese bamboo flute. Okay, this is a lot better. I wish. Continuing education requirements. Most contractors must complete continuing education to renew their license. A limited group of contractors are exempt from continuing education requirements. For example, wait, did I already read this? Hold on. Oh no, we're good. Dude, we're making good progress. Are you listening to it? Okay, wait. Okay, so there are... I'm just trying to figure out how many chapters there are in the book, so I know. Okay, chapter 14, it looks like... Okay, so there's 14 chapters. Okay, we're almost through chapter 1. Here we go. Are you listening? Okay. It's just funny. Okay, here we go. A limited group of contractors are exempt from continuing education requirements. Wait, give me 1 second. Sorry. I need to grab a water, dude. Is that what you said, Hawaii? Oh, well, yeah, of course. You have to be. Dude, you don't want to be doing the shit you've been doing for the rest of your life. Right? Like, don't you want to wake up and just, like, go to Pilates, get some tea, and, like, meet your friends for, like, lunch? Right? Yes. Alright. Here we go. A limited group of contractors are exempt from continuing education requirements. For example, some contractors who complete other continuing education for another license are exempt from CCB requirements. Visit the CCB website for details. For those subject to continuing education, the requirements vary depending on whether the contractor is endorsed as a commercial contractor, residential contractor, or both. Residential contractors must complete either 8 or 16 hours depending on how long they have been licensed. Commercial contractors must complete between 16 and 80 hours depending on whether they are level 1 or level 2 and the number of key employees They have contractors holding residential and commercial endorsements. Contractors with both endorsements must meet the continuing education requirements for commercial contractors only. Check CCB website for requirements. Contracts, notices, and warranties. Once contractors obtain a license, they have certain responsibilities to their customers. Oregon law requires contractors to provide information in contracts, notices, warranties, information, and maintenance schedule. See Chapter 5. Written contracts. A contract who works for an owner of residential structure or a zero lot line dwelling must have a written contract with the owner if the contract price is more than $2,000. The contract must be clear and use common words. It must contain the following: contractor's name, license number, address, and telephone number. How the contractor will protect the buyer against any liens. This notice must be provided no later than the date of sale of the residential property. How contractors will protect the buyer against any liens. This notice must be provided no later than the date of sale of the residential property. The Lead Safe Certified Guide to Renovate Right. This pamphlet must be provided to the owner prior to any renovation on target housing or child-occupied facilities. See Chapter 11. Warranties. Residential warranties. A contractor must offer a warranty against defects in materials and workmanship if the contractor does either of the following: enters into a contract to construct a new residential structure or zero lot lining dwelling, sells a new residential structure or dwelling constructed as a spec home. I did not know that. That's interesting. Commercial warranties. A commercial general contractor who constructs a new large commercial structure must provide the owner with 2-year warranty against defects in materials and workmanship that covers the building envelope and penetration components. The warranty should provide that the contractor will annually inspect the building. The warranty does not need to cover failure due to improper owner maintenance. Maintenance schedules. A contractor who constructs new residential structures or zero lot line dwelling must provide a maintenance schedule to the original purchaser owner of the structure or dwelling. The contractor must provide the maintenance schedule at the same time the contractor offers the warranty. The maintenance schedule must include the following: a description of moisture, intrusion, and water damage, an explanation of how these occur, a recommended maintenance schedule, advice on how to recognize water damage, steps to take upon discovering water damage. A sample maintenance schedule and water intrusion information can be found on CCB's website. Dispute resolution. The CCB accepts complaints against licensed contractors. For certain complaints, the CCB may use its dispute resolution services. The following persons may file complaints: a property owner for breach of contract or negligent or improper work, property owners to discharge or recover funds spent in discharging a lien filed by anyone but the prime contractor, a general contractor against a subcontractor for negligent or improper work or breach of contract, a subcontractor against a general contractor for failure to pay, an employee for non-payment of wages or employee benefits, a material or equipment supplier for non-payment or materials or equipment rentals. Complaints by contractors or businesses furnishing materials or supplying materials must be for $150 or more. Deadlines for filing complaints. The CCB may only process timely complaints. A complaint is filed when a complete complaint form is received by the CCB. The following are deadlines for owner complaints. New structures. The owner may file a complaint against a lien claim within 1 year from the date the structure was first occupied or within 2 years of substantial completion, whichever is first. Existing structure. The owner may file a complaint within 1 year from the date the work was substantially completed. Complete project. If a contractor fails to complete the work, the owner may file a complaint within 1 year from the date the contractor ceased work on the structure. If a contractor fails to start the work, the complaint must be filed within 1 year from the date the parties entered into the contract. New structure. A licensed contractor may file a complaint against a subcontractor within 14 months from the date the structure was first occupied or 2 years after substantial completion of the structure, whichever comes first. Existing structure. A licensed contractor may file a complaint against a subcontractor within 14 months from the date the subcontractor substantially completed the work. Incomplete project. If the subcontractor fails to complete the work, the licensed contractor may file the complaint within 14 days from this date the subcontractor ceases to work on the structure. An employee may file a complaint against a licensed contractor within 1 year from the date the wages were earned. An equipment or material supplier or a licensed subcontractor may file a complaint against a licensed contractor within 1 year from the date the materials were sold or within 1 year from the date the work was performed. Pre-complaint notice and fee. Anyone who wants to file a complaint against a contractor must notify the contractor before filing the complaint. Unless the contractor has actual notice, a written notice, usually a letter, must be sent by certified mail. Okay, I'm going to skip through this because this stuff I kind of already know. What do you think, Hunter? Huh? Yeah, we're going to skip through this. I feel like I highlighted like okay. Failing to display contractor's license number. Contractors must include their CCB license number in advertisements, bids, and contracts. This includes newspaper advertisements, written bids and contracts, telephone directory ads, radio commercials, television commercials, website or internet ads, business cards and letterhead, vehicles that display company information. Permanent signs at a contractor's place of business do not need to display CCB number. Other violations. Other violations may result in sanctions against a contractor's license or a civil penalty. They include failing to enter into a written construction contract, to offer warranties, to provide recommended maintenance schedules, or to deliver required notices, failing to maintain a list of other contractors or subcontractors performing work for the contractor, failing to notify the CCB of change in partners or... Okay, we don't need to read all of that. Grounds for license denial, criminal convictions. Certain crimes may result in the denial of a new or renewal license or the revocation of an existing license. Failure to pay debts. If a business, its owner, officer, RMI, or a business connected with the same owner fails to pay its construction debts, the CCB may deny the business a new or renewal license or suspend its existing license. Construction debts include amounts owed under CCB determination issued to resolve a dispute. In addition, the contractor's license may be suspended for unpaid civil penalties or court judgments, child support, income taxes, employment taxes, and student loans. I didn't see credit cards on there. Immediate license suspension. The CCB may issue an emergency suspension and immediately suspend a license without a hearing when the contractor's conduct creates a serious danger to the public welfare. This includes failing to maintain a surety bond or required insurance, hiring employees while exempt, failing to pay construction debts. Enforcement process. The CCB works with the Oregon Department of Justice, DOJ, district attorneys, law enforcement, and other state agencies to investigate and prosecute illegal activity in the construction industry. The following outline the CCB's own disciplinary process. The CCB issues a notice of intent to take disciplinary action. The contractor may request a hearing to contest the action. If the CCB receives a timely written hearing request, the CCB schedules a contested case hearing. An administrative law judgment from the Office of Administrative Hearing conducts the hearing. OHA is independent from the CCB. As an alternative to a hearing, the CCB may offer an opportunity to resolve a disciplinary action through a settlement agreement. A settlement agreement might suspend part of the penalty if conditions of the settlement are met. If a hearing is held, the AJI or sometimes the CCB issues a proposed order. The contractor may seek a review of the order by filing written exemptions. The CCB's appeals committee hears exemptions. The CCB then issues a final order. The parties may appeal the final order to the Oregon Court of Appeals. Common administrative or enforcement actions. Penalty or license sanctions. The CCB may issue a warning, impose a civil penalty of up to $5,000, revoke or suspend a license, or refuse to issue or reissue a license for violations of the laws and rules. Increase bond. The CCB may require a contractor to maintain a bond of up to 5 times the normal amount of the if the contractor, its owner, officer, or RMI, or a business connected with the same owner, officer, or RMI fails to pay its construction debts. Bar from public works. The CCB may bar a contractor from You have to. Loss of legal rights. Contractors who are